I remember that night perfectly. Not for what happened, but for how it made me feel. You know, those kinds of nights where the silence weighs heavier than any sound. I was 15, and my parents had left me home alone for the first time. Nothing big, just one night. They went to a wedding in another town and would be back the next day. Lock up tight and don't stay up too late, they told me. Like that was going to happen. I had the PlayStation, snacks, and Wi-Fi all to myself. Sleep? Not a chance. Everything was fine until the rain started. At first, just a few drops tapping on the tin roof. Then a storm that sounded like it could tear the whole house apart. But I didn't care. I locked myself in my room with my headphones on, playing like the world didn't exist, until the lights flickered, and then went out. Everything. I froze in silence. The rain was the only sound. No game, no phone, nothing. I went to grab a flashlight from the kitchen, and that's when I saw it for the first time. Walking past the living room, there was someone at the window, a figure, tall, thin, with huge eyes wide open. I can't quite describe it, but there was something about those eyes. They didn't seem human. They didn't blink. They just stared. I froze. Literally. I thought it was a joke. Some neighbor, some friend of my dad messing around. "Hello?" I said, my voice thinner than usual. No answer. When I looked again, it was gone. Just the rain and the foggy glass. I went back to my room, locked the door, and put the chain on, even though I never did that before. I couldn't go back to playing. I sat on the bed, flashlight pointed at the ceiling. Minutes passed. I don't know how many. Then I heard a knock. Tap, tap, tap. Not on the door. On my bedroom window. I live on the second floor. No one can just climb up. No ladder, no balcony. But there was again, those eyes, pressed against the glass. Like the face was right there. It was pale, cadaverous, and the eyes black. Huge. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I got up as slowly as I could and hid in the closet. I literally squeezed between the clothes, like a child. I don't know how long I stayed there. All I know is that at some point, the rain stopped. The silence was so thick, I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. And then another sound, closer. Tap, 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 but not the window. The door, like someone was tapping it, with just one fingernail. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Then came the worst part. A voice, but not a normal voice, like someone speaking from the bottom of a deep well, and it said my name. Matthias? I hadn't told anyone my name. It said it again, louder, then complete silence. At some point I passed out. I guess it was the fear. I woke up to sunlight streaming through the window. Everything was normal. No sign of anyone. The door was still locked. The window too. I thought it was a bad dream, a hallucination, until I went downstairs for breakfast and saw the marks on the living room window. 5, like fingers, but not human, too long. And in the middle of the glass, 2 round prints, 2 perfect circles, like someone had pressed their eyes against the glass. I called my parents. I didn't tell them everything, of course, just that I heard noises. When they came back, they checked everything. Nothing broken, nothing stolen. But that night, when I went to bed, I thought I saw something from my bed. A silhouette, not outside, inside the closet.